Last question. What do you mean by moving forward? What does that mean for Minnesota?
They don't have this person that's screaming at them and in the news and not wanting to play, and they can try and actually develop a team that's going to play every night.
Yeah. Player that's calling them out on their stuff.
Tom Thibodeau
basically
developing a team.
Hey,
Moved on.
Let's jump on to our fourth quarter.
Oh yeah.
The last bit of news that wrote itself for today.
Houston.
Carmelo Anthony is said to be done in Houston. As in, we're not playing anymore. Now, I read something. We read something earlier that was a little interesting about this. Did you know that Carmelo can't be traded until December 15th?
Yes, I did.
That's wild.
It's in his contract that stems from the Knicks.
So literally what they said, what Houston said, is after 10 games, our vision for what you were going to bring to us isn't working. So we're done. Wow. So the first question I have, we've talked about Carmelo. We've talked about how he's lost some of his step. We've talked about how he's not athletic. Actually, what environments can Carmelo still be effective in?
Kitchen.
There's a nursing home. You can go to and maybe 3-on-3 in the summer.
The
big
three?
The big three, 3-on-3. Yeah.
Man, he can.
China.
Go to be a special advisor to Syracuse. He won a championship there.
It's over, man. Because for him, think about it. For him, he wants to be on a contending team, right?
And not come off the bench.
Right. And what contending team is going to put up with that?
Right. I don't know. So what? So I just wrote this down because I wanted to make sure I thought about it. You hear what Tracy McGrady had to say?
I didn't.
So Tracy McGrady suggested that Carmelo retire. Because Tracy McGrady had the same type of thing where he was losing some of his game and he didn't want to have to take this starting or this bench role on another team that he went to. What do you think about that?
Well, with T-Mac, it was totally different. T-Mac was injury. That was his downfall to his career. Because T-Mac is, if he would have been healthy, he was arguably with Kobe as far as the best in the game. Carmelo is just out of shape. I don't get it.
Here's the thing, too. I guess I have to look at the stats. Was Tracy McGrady the defensive liability that Carmelo Anthony is?
I don't think so.
I don't
he
know.
wasn't as bad.
That'd be really hard.
Right?
He
wasn't seriously.
He wasn't known for his defense, but he wasn't terrible either.
But Melo gets out there, and you're like, you see teams like, oh, come here, come on, calling him out
It'd be really hard
because he
can't
can't move his feet. He's slow. He is slow out there, man. And I've said this before the season started. Remember? Because I was one like, okay, I kind of like this move if Melo comes in shape.
Right.
If he can't come in shape, it's over. And he didn't come in shape.
So, where... I know we just talked about what environments can he be in, and we said the kitchen. But
Thanksgiving's coming up.
Yep.
So.
Are there any teams that he can go to?
LA said no.
Warriors
said no. Boston said no.
Because there was some news about Kyrie saying
saying 15, that. Right. 14 and then the GM was like, no.
Miami?
With the Raptors?
Do you remember the Miami thing?
I know. Maybe Miami or Toronto?
G League or?
Stop.
Okay.
I'm
serious. Like maybe Miami or Toronto?
Toronto?
Miami, Toronto.
I feel like Toronto, Siakam. Have you seen him playing recently?
He'd have to come off the bench.
Siakam would have to come off the bench?
No. Melo would have to come off the bench if he went to Toronto.
I just don't think they want to mess with that. I don't think they want, because Toronto's got some good stuff going on.
What about Denver?
I don't see it.
Back to Denver?
I see what you're saying, but with the pace that they play,
right?
Melo could not do that.
So I heard on the radio, some people were suggesting that Melo can come off the bench, but when he's on the floor, you need to be running the offense kind of through him, and that's the way that he excels. All right, so that idea is not going to work.
No, there's not unless he goes to a Hawks. Or I'm just saying it'd have to be or Brooklyn.
Can you imagine he goes to the Hawks with Vince Carter?
Him and Vince Carter, man.
The soon to be longest playing player in the NBA of all time. who reinvented his game, who's still dunking on people, who's still a valid member. Carmelo, I'm pretty sure, has said that he doesn't want to just be a player coach. Mm-hmm. And that's not going to work on any environment. And that's just how I feel.
I don't see a place where for Melo. I just don't.
Ouch.
I'm sorry.
Well, that wasn't the plan when I wrote this into the show.
What do you think he goes? Because I don't.
Same place. I was hoping y'all had something different.
I just don't see it.
No.
I don't see it.
We don't want him.
The Sixers, maybe?
No. What?
Sixers.
What?
I'm just off the bench.
They got Wilson Chandler.
I'm just saying off the bench.
Yeah, Wilson Chandler. They're good.
With the Sixers, I don't know. I'm fishing. Yeah. I don't know. I'm fishing. I don't know.
Crazy.
Cleveland.
Let's talk.
Oh.
Let's talk about something more positive. How does this go for the Raptors or for the Rockets?
I've said this before. They're back.
Why?
Let me tell you why. Sometimes it's not just about one player. Obviously, it was more than Melo being the problem, right? Mm-hmm. But they've rewritten the ship with the defensive assistant. They're playing way better defense now. Obviously, you take Melo out. So sometimes more is better with less. So they dropped him. So now they're better defensively.
They dropped a lot of weight.
I'm just saying they dropped a lot of weight. So now they're better defensively.
You're about to say it.
I just think sometimes a chemistry issue. He did not work for that team. So now they're back to okay. This is what we were before. Okay, we lost a couple people. That's fine, but we're back to our game that we're doing.
You tried to cover that up real quick.
Yes.
So what's this is let me talk it all the way out.
Yeah.
What is the justification for getting rid of Ariza and
Mbamute?
Because I don't understand. Because the whole thing behind they got rid of those. They wanted more offensive firepower, which I don't think was ever the correct answer for them going against the Warriors. Mm-hmm. They're just trying to outscore them, and they got Carmelo. That didn't work. So what's the justification behind getting rid of those two?
2 words. Mike and Tony. What does he know? Offense. He knows nothing else, David. So What was his brain thinking? We need more offense to beat Golden State. And so somebody, I'm sure, went down him and was like, Mike, shut up. We're cutting him. And so when they cut him, I still think they're going to add another piece. I bet you it'll be a nice defensive wing player.
Wonder who?
Ready for this? What about if they got Roberson from OKC, who's been injured a lot? So now OKC just might be like, you know what? There's nothing he can do. He never plays for them because he's so injured.
He's
Roberson went
decently well when he does play.
I know. I'm just saying. But if you're injured, your best ability is your availability. Yeah. If you're not available.
Did you say your best ability is your availability?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Wow, where'd you get that from?
Oh, I've been,
Yeah, that was good.
I'm just saying. So if he's not available, then you trade him to Houston. Man, all of a sudden, he gets to kind of live his career.
I hope I remember to name the show. Your best ability is your availability.
I get it, but man, he's not a D'Antoni player though.
I know, but again, if somebody just goes, D'Antoni, shut up. We're putting him in because you need defense. And he doesn't know any different. And his defensive assistant, whatever his name was, I can't remember. Yeah, I'm sure it was hey, we need a defensive guy that Ariza was doing before. Shut up, put him in.
I left, so you thought you could just get rid of all my defensive players.
I'm telling you.
I'm coming back, you better go.
I'm telling you. I think it makes sense.
Huh. So, but you think they're back?
I do. I really do. So they're having fun.
Are they back to second in the West by the end of the year? Because Denver's been struggling.
I think Denver's going to struggle. Sacramento will go back down.
They are who we thought they were.
I know, but I think I think they'll go back down. I'm trying to think who else in the West. I think because it's so early in the year, y'all. This is still November.
Right.
Mm-hmm. There's so much basketball to play.
Right.
So I think there's time.
Okay, but you think they get back to...
Yes.
What if they wind up finishing like 4th and wind up playing the Warriors in the second round? And then it's the Pelicans and the Lakers over it. It would literally be your predictions. Wow. All right, now I'm mad.
This is me on the corner like, yeah, I told you, didn't I?
Well, that's going to be all of the 17-16 that we have for you guys this week. Quite a show.
Yeah, man.
I don't remember what happened in the first and second quarter, but a lot of stuff, and it just wrote itself. So over this next week of Thanksgiving, maybe there'll be some more, maybe there won't. I don't know. We'll find out. But thank you, Jen. Thank you, Lamar, for joining us.
Thanks to our viewers, man. Thanks to our viewers.
Oh, it is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It is Thanksgiving. We're very thankful for everyone that checks out the show. We know we have a lot of people that watch. I know me personally at work, a lot of people come up and they're always asking me about basketball. They're always telling me that they watch the show. I appreciate it. We appreciate it so much for everyone supporting us this early on in our show. As long as the Lakers don't develop a super hyper team, that might be a hyper team at that point. Maybe it's past the super team. Maybe that would just be a hyper team. As long as they don't put an all-star team together to play 82 games in a season, we'll certainly be here for the long haul. So thank you all again. We'll see you next week for another show. Until then, have a blessed Thanksgiving. Take care.